Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for X-Men Hellfire Vigil issue 1. Now, that is a pretty cool cover. This thing is $7.99, and I did not really enjoy this one. This actually kind of took me out of it more, and made me be like, you know what, I'm kind of done with the X-Men at this point. I mean, I still also have the actual X-Men issue, but I'm just not into the overall kind of arching thing that's kind of going on, because I was looking through this, and I mainly got this because I'm like, okay, I'm reading X-Men. I should check this out to see what it kind of is teasing for what's going to be happening in the X-Men stuff. And it's just, I feel like I need to read all of the X-Men stuff that's kind of going on, and I feel like I miss out on stuff if I'm just reading one kind of X-Men comic, which is like not how you kind of want to feel. And if you're only interested in certain kind of parts of this, I don't think it's really going to be for you, because you're like, okay, I'm glad that we check in with other parts of like the X-Men and mutant community. I mean, that's pretty much what this thing should be. But it feels like jamming all of that together kind of works to this thing's detriment more than... It's like all of the parts equal a lesser whole instead of a better whole, in my opinion. I do like that we switch up different kind of art styles throughout, but sometimes that goes into some weird spots. So let's kind of get into this. So everybody's pretty much dealing with what's kind of going on. We pretty much focus on Kamala Khan first. She's like, by the time I got to Paradise, it was already burning. Talking about, like, how Krakoa is kind of revered and everything. And she was, like, there for, like, an hour or two. And then, they're all in the world, this hard human world. But tonight, even though the past is singed with hellfire, we dream together. Central Park, New York. Kamala, I can't tell you how happy it makes me that you're here. Welcome to the Hellfire Vigil. As we see everything. Now that's a pretty good spread right there. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And we see that she's pretty much checking in with this kind of professor dude, calling him Prodigy. And that's the thing. I don't know all of these people, and that's not much of a problem, but when they just kind of get like dropped in, you're like, oh, okay, what's kind of going on? Of course, being like that she's going on her own kind of journey, that she's happy, that he's happy for her and everything. And of course, it throws in like the pin, use some of their expertise to build them. They then sync teleported them to everyone with an X gene. Let's see. And then bringing back the Krakoan gates to pretty much get everybody to the Vigil. And we get Miles Morales kind of popping up. It's like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. Let's see here. I kind of check in with certain kind of people doing some name dropping. Let's see. Bringing out that they kind of like met on not Miles, but like this one person that they're talking about met somebody on like a game or whatnot, asking if it's okay if he kind of chills with her, what's kind of going on, because he doesn't really know who's here. Then we get to the factory in Merle, Alaska. Perhaps I misheard. What do you mean you're not going? Exactly what it sounds like, Selleck. I'm not going to this Hellfire Vigil. Scott, you're the leader of the X-Men. Do you not think that sitting out the biggest mutant celebration since the last Hellfire Gala sends a poor message? Someone needs to stay on station. That someone doesn't need to be you. Ben is going to stay to watch the factory because you can't risk bringing him into the contiguous United States. Scott, like Ben, hi. Scott, we are the X-Men, and this is a celebration of our people. Maybe I don't think our people have anything to celebrate. We are fighting for our survival, and we are losing like we lost Krakoa. 3K is out there. The upstarts are out there. One is waiting for us to slip. Alice and Grey Malkin have got a sword over our heads. Have you all forgotten about how we barely saved this town? How the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants is in all but name recruited a dangerous young mutant right from under our noses? How our enemies have a team of their own X-Men, and you want to go to a party? I don't really like that kind of characterization of Cyclops there. You don't get to talk to me like that, Cyclops. You're wallowing, and I will not humor you. Magic. Max, Kane, and Zorn are going to New York, please, and the rest of us are going to catch a bit of Dazzler in Chicago before meeting them. Nice work. Thank you, Ben. That was sarcasm. So what's that? So, do you want to make out or something? Or are we going to stare at screens all day not talking? Ben, screens it is then. It's like, oh, okay. That really didn't feel like what was going on in the comics, but alright. We then shift over to Jean, and most of this works out, but like when we get to one of her faces, the art style just really looks really weird. I don't think it's in this section. Vigil is for the living, a way to remember and honor to carry forward what we lost. That loss was one of the reasons I decided to leave Earth, a decision I still think was the right one for now. But moments like this, when I'm left alone with my ghosts, hello? I start to question if the dead are ever really gone, as she's like seeing somebody. It's like, okay. Now I haven't really kept up with Phoenix, so I've mainly just been reading the X-Men, so this is an interesting kind of look here. It's something I've been questioning a lot lately with the reappearance of my presumed dead sister Sarah. I'm just seeing things. You're not alone, Phoenix. We are always with you. Who are you? Flight path generated. Entering hyperspace. No, computer, stop. Sarah was the one who loved all things paranormal. I was in middle school the first time she enlisted me to use a Ouija board with her. Computer, override. Position locked. Destination, I don't know if it's a 1 or an I. I8BC4 selected? Maybe. Sarah turned out the lights and lit a few candles. These ones our mom used to buy that smelled like pine. Oh, come on. I'm in charge. When she closed her eyes, asking to speak to any spirits present in the room, and I felt how strongly she needed to believe. There is hope. We can make a home, a new home, here. A place where we will not be used or punished for being who we are. Earth may have rejected us, but the stars will provide comfort. Even as a teenager, Sarah needed to know that there was something else out there for us. That when all the people we know and love are gone, who are you? As she pretty much flies out to these crystal things and touches them. That we're never really alone. We knew you'd find us. It's like, okay. And then we shift pretty much to... Oh, here we go. Today of all days, unable to be with my family, unable to see Scott. Hundreds of years ago, we left Earth to find a place we could exist in peace, light years away from those who sought to persecute mutant kind. I unknowingly called out to the universe for comfort. Our people may not have survived the journey, but we knew our legacy would, and the universe brought me here. We preserved our memories in these crystals, a living monument to all we believed. Hope, perseverance, a beacon for any other mutant who feels lost among the stars. And funny enough, I could swear I smell the faintest scent of pine. It's like, okay. Then we pretty much see that it's Chicago, Dazzler's Hellfire Vigil concert. Have fun. I've got somewhere to be, but I'll be back, and then we'll go to New York. Yes, Dazzler! Total industry plant. No one likes a hater, Quentin. No, everyone likes a hater. Whatever, I've got a date. Later, nerds. Okay? Like, it's... I don't mind different kind of takes, but it's not really jiving with what I've seen with the X-Men that we've got here. Quentin, of course, is an asshole, so you're pretty much safe bet on that kind of stuff. Hey, Glob, it just occurred to me. What? Did I make a huge mistake years ago breaking up with Heidi? Obviously. Damn it. His fucking eyes, man. Fucking Glob. It's like, oh, God. Are you certain that you're comfortable, Jen? This is the first time you've left Alaska since. Hank, I'm fine. I'm more than fine. This is kind of weird that we're kind of setting Beast up with Jen. I mean, it's weird that it's happening in here and not really... in the X-Men issue. So we pretty much have Dazzler doing that kind of stuff. Talking about beating the Beast. This song could be about you. Well, that's very kind. Actually, it is about... Shh. You will let them have a nice moment. It's like, okay, I so admire the strength you've shown. The rest of us, our X genes activated when we were young. We could adapt. But to have it happen to you as a fully grown adult, but you do know what it was like, because your secondary mutation happened later in life, too. Do you know what a comfort it's been to have someone to talk to who's been through the exact same thing? You're something else, Hank McCoy. You're something else yourself, Jen Starkey. Yo, let's go. It's time to head to New York. Doesn't another one of your exes live there? Don't remind me. We're going to visit any of your other romantic failures, Q. Shut up, Glob, as we pretty much see them honing in And I actually do kind of like the art style here, especially with the use of colors. We still get the pink kind of infusing everything, but we still get like the browns here with Jen and the blues with Hank. We then go to Irkutsk Oblast, Siberia, Russia. UST Ordensky Farm. Ordensky? Potentially. Collective defunct. This is your homeland, huh? You live here? It was home, John. No one lives here anymore. Only ghosts now. I know a bit about that myself, Peter. The old regime built the collective here before the wall fell. My family spent 3 generations farming this land. Even after the fall, we stayed. 17 families, the school, the church. See, of course, Colossus. Kind of bringing up what's kind of going on here. Talking about, like, his family history. Girl that he thought he loved. Talking about, like, someone going off to fly rockets. He might have grown up to be an artist. When he got his powers, nothing really changed. Xavier came and said he needed his help. I need you to fight for the world for mutants. How could I say no? And every moment of my life since that day has been war, battle, death, things I never hoped to see. Things I never dreamed I would do. Because I'm a mutant. Because Xavier said we must. Yeah. 2 fixed ideas can no more exist together in the moral world than 2 bodies can occupy one in the same place in the physical world. This is another of your Bible verses, Wraith. Pushkin, Russian writer. Book called Queen of Spades. I don't claim to know your whole story, but here's what I've got for you. Seems like you've been going against your own nature for most of your life, fighting other people's fights for other people's reasons. I know a bit about that. These hands got blood on them too. People tried to get me caught up in this mutant thing, us versus each other, us versus humans, Utopia, Genosha, Krakoa. I didn't buy into none of that. Still don't. Mug's game, brother. Before I knew I was a mutant, I was a black man. Before I knew what a black man was, I was me. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life. Nobody should do that but you. Folks are pushing you to be something other than what you know you are, other than how the Lord made you. Maybe it's time you pushed back. And I actually really like that coming from Wraith. I'm like, okay, I don't know your character pretty much that well at all, but I like this. I'm like, I totally agree with that. Anyway, that's my piece. Take it or leave it. Meantime, I got places to be. You ever find yourself out Lake Pontchartrain way? I got a little church there. You come by, we'll be happy to fix you a plate. You're not coming to the vigil? Nah, not me. Good luck, Pete. Big world out there. Maybe go get a look at it. Here's your ride. As he pretty much laps out, and Magic's like, hey. So, finished sulking finally? We're Russian, little sister. We don't sulk, we brood. You are the Sultan of Sultopolis in the Empire of Sultania. Just tell me you're finished chasing around with Forge and Sage. We were saving the world, Ilyana. According to Forge and Sage, we were saving the... Fine, yes, all finished. Also, you're not planning to wear that, are you? The helmet blocks telepathy, like Magneto's. The gloves make tools. Also, being constantly mind-controlled was a problem. Got it. So let's go. We have to make a stop before... Limbo? Of course, I can't do anything about your clothes on Earth, but here, well, much better. Yes, the gloves and helmet are in the bag. I was worried about you, hiding like that. It's my job to worry about you, and it was only a few weeks. You're back to yourself now, right? Feet on the ground? What are your plans? After this, I think I'm going to take a long, long walk. It's like, okay, that's kind of cool to get checked in on their relationship like that. Then we pretty much get the X-Men and the Uncanny X-Men together. Hey Psylocke, y'all are looking Alaska X-Glam. Thanks, Rogue, you're all representing Louisiana hot yourself. Hey, it ain't quite the gala, but any chance to dress up, right? I don't see no sign of Scott. It's not you, it's complicated. I see you brought your brood. Where's the tall, skinny one? Oh, he's keeping himself fully occupied, I imagine. Then, of course, we see Gambit popping up and everything. And, one being like, yeah... I believe Rogue said to go wild, Death Dream. This is me going wild. You don't want to go find a nice girl to dance with, perhaps? Nothing you just said makes any sense. I don't make any sense. Hold hold my left in your right. Put your left on my hip. What? Wait, what? No, what? See, it's okay, and you're dancing. I'm dancing. The girl was like, alright, let's see how that works for you. I do like the paneling here, where Dazzler takes up most on the one side, and then it's overlaid like that. That's pretty cool. And then we get the kind of borderless ones over on this page. So we get Temper and Ransom pretty much doing their stuff. Let's see. And of course, Dazzler singing and everything like that. Talking about the last two people on Earth after the apocalypse. He loves her, she doesn't love him. Let's see. And she walks out into the fire and ash alone. And they're, of course, getting together and everything like that, and talking all smooth. Then we get 90 minutes later. So y'all going to New York too? I believe so. Magic's giving us a ride. Want a hitch? That'd be nice. Hey, look, our strays are returned. So, can I see you again? Val, I live in Alaska, remember? You could switch. How do you feel about beignets? Right now, I like everything sweet that comes from Louisiana. Huh, that is some kind of kiss. The Romeo and Juliet, Logan. Maybe it's a happy ending this time. Okay, but we get to be the Capulets. You're the Montagues. Fair. Wouldn't it just be something, though? For once, for just one little time, a happy ending. So, see about that. Then we get people talking about, like, Dazzler merch and shit. One trying to pretty much get one of the opening acts ones, Kitsune's shirt. And there's, like, Dazzler and Duzzler stuff. They pretty much go try and get to the front and everything and just see what's going on. And they're like, yeah, this is everybody here. Just a bunch of mutants. Somebody pretty much gets a text in the group. It's like, alright, fine. Now, I do have to say that there weren't any loose or crazy-ass pages, so for $7.99, that's good. And then they're, like, happy to see each other, and I'm like, I don't know who you are, so, okay, glad that you're happy. Lulu's Tavern, across town. You're really not going to come with me? I'm working, Bobby. Super busy all day. Uh-huh, super busy. This is where I would make a cricket sound effect if I had that ability. It would mean a lot if you popped in just for a minute. This is an important day. I think Caliban is there. When was the last time you saw him? Bobby? Or Rachel? She might be there. Or Bobby? Remember that Passover when we made Batzo Bray, and you added a box of super crunchy sugar crisp. You said it wasn't traditional, and it turned out great. Best Batzo Bray I ever had. Tradition is what we make it. I know this day is a day of mourning, but this time around, let's see from that. And we also kind of check in on this to give you a little lowdown with the X mentions. I think I need to grieve alone. Of course, talking about how Kitty would have loved Dazzler's stuff going. Well, stuff this. We get Emma Frost evidently making a speech, even though I was like, what the fuck? Okay. Saying that, like, Krakoa lives. Let's see here. We get Mr. Cassidy doing this, and it's like hearing a certain kind of thing. And evidently it's his daughter? They sent us here to test us, I think. Was doing alright too till I saw you die. Never thought I'd see you at this Hule in a million years, not after Moira and all that. See Astonishing X-Men issue 27 on Marvel Unlimited. Cyclops told us about that, about the mansion. What they've done to you. But it's not too late to come home, Teresa. I need you. Fuck, Tom's falling apart without you. I can't. I was born unworthy and am prone to evil. It was not my doing, but I cannot be saved. What dead man put that load of old nonsense in your head? Give me a name. Please let me go, Da. It's been a magical evening. And sure, I'd hate to have to start hurting people. It's like, I have no idea what's going on with this. Like, you really need to be reading all this kind of stuff to understand what's kind of going on in this. I'm like, alright. We got Sentinel dogs and shit. Dr. Ellis Sichter Sentinel dogs. I'll use my luck to buy you some time for one more song. Pretty much Domino helping out. As they pretty much go for it, we get, like, the Sentinel dogs getting, like, fought on. It's like, okay. We've got a Shrike team going on. We've got Strong Guy and Multiple Man doing shit to pretty much try and fuck with them. And then we pretty much see that stuff going on with Dazzler's song. And this other 2 pages. This one's an interesting kind of layout, though a little bit kind of hard to figure out how to read it a little bit. Like, if you go completely, like, down and then over or whatnot. But then we see them pretty much come in and arrest Dazzler and her saying, don't do shit. And I'm like, alright, but fuck those motherfuckers. This one's interesting. Cairo, Egypt, years earlier. Mother, Earth's orbit 2 hours ago. Mother. I'm going to be a mother. I was like, oh shit. And that's kind of crazy because I do like Storm's outfit there and how she's kind of like ruminating on this. Atlanta, United States of America, earlier. Here's the pregnancy test kit you asked for. Do you always announce all your customers' purchases so loudly? Only when it embarrasses them, ma'am. That'll be $6. I understand that sometimes one might be having a bad day, but making another's worse is never the answer. Yeah, sure. I'm like, yeah. That's being a complete and utter asshole. Testicular fungus? We have a cream for that. And then Storm's like, fuck that shit. I'm like, I have met genocidal maniacs who speak with better manners than you do. What do you seek to benefit from trying to shame a child for his ailment? Did your mother never? I'm like, I don't mind Storm going like, did your mother? Like, that person was being an asshole. Fuck that noise. Storm Sanctuary, Atlanta. Now, aren't you that guy that eats some of the most disgusting shit, like literal fecal matter and rubbish, then squats it out as food? Is that how all these foods were made? Dude, I think you got the wrong. Give me 3 of everything. I'm like, I don't. Alright, whatever. Storm, looking pretty damn cool there. I mean, there are some kind of outfits for her that are kind of a little bit weird, but I mean, most of the time they work pretty well. My mutant siblings, I remember when we gathered like this for the first time. We were surrounded by so much plant life as we are today. We witnessed the birth of miracles, but they could not live with our greatness, so they broke our nation and forced us to scatter to the winds. They were too late. We had already achieved greatness. Now, no matter how low things may get, we will never think ourselves lowly again. Why? Because we remember. We remember Krakoa. We remember our greatness. They're separated by land. We remain united in our acts of remembrance. So I tell you, today and forevermore, we will remember. It's like, better too. Now this is really weird. So she's got the pregnancy test, and it says not pregnant. And it's like, alright. I fight for a future that continuously remains bleak, like the rain that never gives way to the sun. And her crying like that. I get that. I do not do this because I care for your mortal challenges. I do this because I am eternity. Even I do not question my whims. Sometimes you should. I do this because I refuse to have a host who will lose hope in a future worth fighting for when the great battle with oblivion draws near. You gotta, like, question that shit. For a brief moment, Aurora Monroe, I gift you my sight. For a brief moment, your vision shall be unshackled by time. So, okay, and then we see her daughter. For a brief moment, no joy. The future. Okay, since you're no longer talking, I guess it's my time. Mama asked me to show you this. The date and time, so you can remember to tell me in the future to do this. June 16th, 6/16. 6/16 day. Oh, my hair? You've always liked my hair. I wish I got your white hair, though. But I got Papa's black hair instead. And his fangs. I'm like... At first, I was like, fangs? Blade? What the fuck? That was my thing. I don't, like... that was my first reaction. Now, I know that, like, T'Challa's usually hooked up with her as well. But I don't know... I don't know how that works. Fang-wise, I don't know if, like, T'Challa has a propensity for fangs. Or, if it's, like, the herb... with the Black Panther kind of stuff, if that kind of affects people, and if that would make more kind of Wakandans have the fangs or whatnot, or at least the royal family. I don't know. At first I was like, what the fuck? I mean, they're not complete and utter vampire fangs that I'm seeing, but I was just like, what? And yeah, I got your blue eyes. Yours and Papa's powers, so boys at school never mess with me. And I'm like, okay, storm powers, yes. I don't know how, like, the Black Panther's powers work. So that's why I also kind of went more kind of Blade kind of thing. I'm like, what the fuck? I almost forgot. You asked me to tell you this. My name is Furaha. Yeah. As Storm's crying. It's like, okay. See how this works. This is where we go with the weird kind of gene face. The factory. Alaska. Scott, I still don't feel like making out, Ben, but thank you all the same. Haha, what a funny joke. We love to joke, us boys. Ben, what's wrong? Oh, hello, Scott. And her face just looks really fucking weird to me there. I'm like, what the fuck? Jean. And then, of course, they're kissing and everything. What are you doing here? It's the Hellfire Vigil, Scott. I know, I've been trying to forget. Say it isn't so, Ebenezer Slim. It's grotesque. We keep on losing each other, losing Krakoa, and it feels Like, this is just a way to tell each other that we're okay with it. And I'm not okay with it. Scott, this isn't about what we've lost. It's about what we still have and holding on to it. And what we have is each other. We have what you've built here. A home for those of us who can't live in the world. You see Ben be like, yeah, a little bit weird, but learn. We have families brought together, not by shared blood, but shared ideals. Looking at the Uncanny X-Men. We have our young ones finding a future together, seeing the people that we brought together in X-Men. Our wounded finding solace in one another. Our estranged reunited after being lost for so long. Our leaders offering us all new dreams born from the ashes of our old ones. Do you get it, Scott? Yeah, I get it. Children of Krakoa, sing for you should sing, dance for you should dance, but you do well to keep vigil because you should never forget what was taken from you. Because we have it. Krakoa was a grand experiment, one that showed the world that we, Krakoa's children, do not need them. Just as we do not need the Pretender X-Men. You will pay for this. I'm like, okay, interesting Psylocke look there. See how these Quislings used a human-built genocidal engine against one of our own. Against a true X-Man, one of our own defenders of our species. Of course, bringing up the whole kind of X-Men issue thing that we had. No. In the year 1000, humans held sway over this world. In the year 2000, they began to realize that would not always be so and lashed out in their fear. By the year 3000, there will be no humans. By the year 3000, there will be no Earth. Just a forgotten name, a new Krakoa in its place, with its rightful children given dominion over it. That is our promise to you, 3K's promise. We are Krakoa's true heirs, as you are the true heirs of this world. Remember what you have lost this day, because the time will come to take it back. Happy Hellfire Vigil. 3K out. It's like, alright, that actually did more to make me not be that interested. And then it kind of showcases the creative kind of teams behind each and every kind of thing going on certain kind of pages and stuff. Which is cool. I'm glad that they did that. And of course it shows all the stuff to follow for X-Men. So, this was interesting to get certain kind of looks on certain things, but you really only get it if you're following those certain things. Storm was a little bit kind of better. So was the Phoenix one, but certain kind of characters, I was like, I have no idea what's going on, and I don't know what's happening here with like these date kind of things and everything. So, alright. I did like the kind of drop of Storm's daughter, Furaha, and her kind of just telling it to that asshole who was pretty much fucking with her, and that other dude who might have testicular fungus. It's like, god damn. I did like more of the interesting kind of stuff of Colossus and Magic's brother and sister thing. I mean, that's a brother and sister kind of bonds are a big kind of thing for me, so it was really kind of cool to see that. But I think they tried to do too much with like all the different kind of writers and art styles, because some of the art styles worked for the most part, but then Jean's face on the one's like, what the fuck is going on here? So it really didn't work for me. $7.99, I'm like, ooh, if you're reading all the X-Men stuff, you'd probably get your money's worth out of this, but I didn't really feel like I did. Only in the instance that I'm like, I'm kind of done with the X-Men at this point. It's like, alright, I mean, we've got the other X-Men issue, but I'll see what kind of, we'll get into that in that one, because we're setting more of 3K up like this, and I'm kind of just annoyed with them because it takes so long to do this kind of stuff, and the way the X line's been handled, it's like, okay, I've got to read all the X-Men stuff, or else I'm going to be left behind on certain things, and it also kind of takes precedence over what certain kind of main stories are trying to be told in their own kind of book. You know what I mean? Like, certain creative teams on, like, Jed McKay's X-Men could be doing something, but then we have to do stuff for other things that are tying into the other X books, because that overarching story needs to be handled first. So we get other stuff and other characters put on the back burner. And then we have to have other kind of little ones that can get us in between those kind of moments. I don't know if that's happening with, like, Uncanny and Exceptional and everything like that, but I'm just like, okay, I'm alright with it. It's nothing anything kind of bad, but I just don't really care for the direction. But this was helpful for me to understand that, if that makes sense. So, those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.